My name is Federico Perez. I'm an international water and sanitation consultant, and I'm part of the Utilities of the Future team. So I hope you all could download the framework, the step-by-step, and the tool. If it's easy for you, you can open the tool and have it in parallel. You can play with it, but if not, you can follow my presentation, but also in the step-by-step, you can understand the different tabs that the tool has. No, I will walk you through the tool, but I understand that there are 12 utilities in this group, so it will be interesting if you can evaluate the possibility to use this tool for your graduation project. Maybe you can set up a small team within your utility, and you can implement the tool as your graduation project. Will be very interesting. And as Camilo mentioned, this is a living document, no? So it will be great for us to hear your feedback during your implementation for your graduation project, no? So what I'm going to show you is the tool. I mean, this product, the Utility of the Future tool. As I mentioned, you can find the instructions here in the step-by-step in the website that we just provide. No? So the tool basically walks you through the process, through the three main processes. The first one is the utility assessment. The second one is the 100-day action plan. And the third one is the 5-year strategic framework strategic plan. No? For each of them, you can find the instructions here. For the utility assessment, for example, you can find the instruction for and the step-by-step. You can also have the glossary here, and you can find this icon in all of the tabs. No? You can go home again, clicking here in this top left corner. I'm just gonna, okay. Also, you have the instructions here for the 100-day action plan, and also the instruction for the 5-year strategic vision. No? So for the first step, okay, you will see here the different information that we require, and you will see the completion of one of them, each of them. No? The first one is the service and performance inputs. Here we ask for a few information from the utility, the basics, the name, the city, etc. But then we ask for just about 25 numbers, and what is happening during our implementation is that even for these simple basic numbers, it's really difficult for most of the utilities to have them. No, we have information related with population, for example, and in most of the cases, the utilities use all data related with populations, and this is very important because for the planning or yeah, the long-term planning or the strategic planning or the expansion planning, they really need to know how many people they have to serve. No, so we have this first section. You just have to add your values here. Sometimes if you have, for example, a number that maybe is not clear, or maybe it's not consistent with the proper numbers, you will find these like alerts that will give you just to double check the data. In some cases, the data is fine, but this is just a guidance for you to evaluate the number a couple of times. No, so Then we ask here for some information related with practices as well. This one, for example, related with transparency. And you will have a selection of different practices from elementary to utility of the future level. And you have to pick just one here. For example, for service transparency, if you have no data published, or if you have, for example, all your data related with service published every 6 months, every month, etc. The tool will also help you with the selection process. For example, if here you click in two options, this will be in red. That means that you have to choose just one, no? And this will be used for the performance evaluation, no? Also, we ask about the number of employees in the utility, and then we ask for the basics numbers in water and also in sanitation. No, so those are the numbers that I'm referring to. That for most of the utilities, and you think that all of the utilities have these numbers, but in most of the cases, if not in all of the cases, we have to double check this basics number for all the utilities. So this is important, and even for your program and for your graduation project, this could be really interesting for you, because the numbers we have here are the numbers that should be in top of mind of every the top manager in the utility, but also for all the staff in the utility. We asked just a few numbers related with financial data, also transparency. This one also is selected by a practice, if you have your information published or not. Again, if you choose more than one, it will be appear in red. Then you will see different and more questions related with customer services. And at the end, you will see just one question related with the strategic goals, no? So here you just have to select if you have or not strategic goals in your utility. If yes, you just have to fill in all this information here. This is just as an example, but this is the very first step, and could be done in parallel. No, you can give this just this section to one for example, to the planning department, and they can work on the numbers until we meanwhile you can work in the rest of the evaluation. No. So this is the first step, just some inputs that are required for the final performance evaluation. Okay, then you will see here the 5 elements: the commercial operations, technical operation, financial management, human resources, and organization and strategy. And for each of them, you will find a tab like this one, no? So this tab is divided in 2 main sections. The first one is the blue one that are related with the basics, with the essential processes, and the orange one is related with the 4 utilities of the future dimensions, no? Innovation, inclusion, market orientation, and resilience. Here you will find the home paragraph again and the glossary. If you have any question related with some concepts, you just have to click on the glossary, and you will be again. You can find here the different concepts that we use in the tool. No. For the commercial operation, you will find here the areas that we are evaluating in this particular element. So commercial operation, and as Camilo mentioned, is measured by metering, billing, collection, customer records, customer relationship management. No? Then you will find the topics for each area. So I know it's a lot of information, but as soon as we start doing some example, you will see that it's not difficult to manage. No? So for metering, for example, you will find different topics, type of meter, meter reading, data reconciliation, and testing and replacement, for example. So then for each topic, we have in total 90 topics between the 5 elements. For each topic, you will find the current level. You have to select the current level and also the desired level. No, for the current level, for the blue section, for the current level, you can select just one. For example, for this type of median reading, etc., and just one for desired level. I will give you just one example here. You can just select if you don't have a reading, or if you, and your next level could be a manual reading process. And also, but it's the same than before, no? If you select more than one, this will appear in red. So you make sure that you have just select one current level and one desired level. Sometimes you can have the same level. You can evaluate that, okay, we don't have this process in particular, but for the next level, we can keep doing this the same. No, it's not the idea, but in some cases, the utility decide just stay in the same level. No. For the current level, it's really important to be honest with the answers, because based on that, you can design your planning process and your improvement plan. No, and also for the desired level, in most of the cases, of course, you will decide to have everything in world class, but you have to make sure that the next level will be achievable in about 5 years, or this is like the timeline that we are managing in this program. If you think in your utility that you can achieve this goal in 5 years, that will be the idea, no? So so you have metering for this example, then the billing, then the collection, and just to have an example here, you can find for the payment method, for example, and the tool will ask you, for example, in the basic, the elementary level is that the bill can only be paid at the office in convenient times and long queues, no? But the basic level is, and you can start thinking about your own utility, no? Most of you are working in a utility. I think you are 19 of you are working in a utility, so you can start imagining the answer for your particular utility. In the basic level, you pay at the office in multiple locations, different offices, and inconvenient times, but still you have long queues. The good level is that, okay, you have office and payment kiosk in convenient times, but shorter queues. No? So as you see, each level is much better than the one before. And for the world class, you have multiple and convenient ways to pay the bills 24/7, and you don't require queues. So you have different ways to pay. No, so for this example, you can say that, okay, we are in the basic level and you expect in 5 years at least to have a good level for this particular process. And for the orange, or the utility of the feature dimension, you can select in this particular section more than one, no? For example, if you click on 2 of them, won't be appearing red, because you can work in different, you can have different practices related with this particular topic. So using the same example, the payment methods, in innovation, you will find different practices. In this one, for example, in this case, for example, you will see that you have accessible and best suited payment method, which avoid overcharging, for example. Maybe you have it in this moment, but let's say that you don't. So you just select that this is your desired level in the next 5 years. For the inclusion, again, you have another practice related with how flexible the payment is for the different kind of users. So if you use a payment to support if you have, for example, social tariff or different methods that can make the process more inclusive, maybe for you it's not important, so you just have to leave it like that, or maybe you are working on that and you can, the idea is that you still want to do this practice. And for resilience, that is something that is becoming more important, mainly because of the COVID. You will see that in this particular topic, you will see that for the resilience dimension, the payment plan during crisis. So if the utility has some practice related with how to manage the payment process during a crisis, for example, eliminate in-person customer payments for those unable to pay in any other fashion, offer grace period until restriction are lifted, or develop easy solution for prepaid units for customers, etc. No? Send customers reminders of payments, etc. No? And for many of you, for sure, you design in a reactive way how to manage the crisis, the COVID crisis, in terms of the payment methods. But the thing is, most of these practices that you implement for this period of time are not documented. No? So I think this is a great opportunity for you to use these practices and to include it in your day-to-day process. No? So let's say here that you want to select the next level. That means that you need to work on your process and your documents related with the resilience and how to be prepared for a crisis. No? Okay, you will see different examples here. For example, another topic related with customer satisfaction. Maybe you don't have any relation on any practice related with customer satisfaction. Maybe you have sometimes surveys for customer satisfaction, or maybe every year. In most of the cases, we are in this or elementary or basic level. So let's say that utility, and again, you are in this moment, you are thinking about your own utility. You don't have any customer satisfaction feedback, but maybe you can implement a process to have annual surveys. With that, you can evaluate the customer satisfaction or receive some feedback from your customers, no? Which is really important that at the end, all the effort you make in your utility is to improve the customer satisfaction, no? I think we still have time. Okay, I will go through another element, commercial operation as well. You will see the areas of commercial operation, billing, technical operation. So the areas are expansion and rehabilitation plans, assessed management, water treatment and quality, non-revenue water, sanitation, energy efficiency, and circular economy. So those are the areas related with technical operations. If you go through any of them, you will see also, and if you are working in parallel in your own computer, you will see that you have different, again, topics related with the technical operation. Uh, let's say for access management and your maintenance process, you will see that maybe, and in most of the cases, again, it's a reactive process, the maintenance the process. Sometimes you have, and the idea is that you should have like more planning and proactive maintenance process, no? Also for the resilience, which is really important right now, you will see that you have different practices that you can implement in your own utility. For example, all the maintenance plan during crisis, how to prioritize them, how to prioritize the activities, how to include a reduction operation and maintenance teams, so smaller teams. For example, again, during COVID, because some of the staff were, for example, older than 60 years old in some countries, so they have to leave, and so they have to reorganize all their teams to perform the maintenance process. No, you will have again different topics related with water quality, treatment, frequency of this quality test, methods for quality test, reporting on quality and water quality, etc. Also, you will find here energy efficiency, which is really important in this moment, and we are actually working, and it will be great to hear your feedback in some of these practices. We are working in improve our content related with energy efficiency, with climate change, etc. And here, for example, your utility maybe don't even have the data on energy cost, for example, but the idea is that in 5 years you can use different sources of energy. Also for in innovation, you can select, for example, that you will have a different source of alternative source of energy. And for the resilience as well, you will find that in 5 years time, or maybe less, you can find multiple ways of obtaining energy. So this is how it's done for all the elements. Then the financial is the same. You will have different topics. Financial is related with budget, also with cash flow, accounting. And in most of the cases, the utility financial department is more focused on accounting, no? More than financial analysis, etc. So this is really important to evaluate, and you can, if you select this utility of the future as part of your graduation project, you can work through the tool with the financial team or financial manager. You can answer all these questions and ask yourself if you require to improve some process related with financial management. No? Human resources, again, we have these different areas, different topics. And as you see, we use this tool not necessarily to go through each question. Sometimes the important part is to have a conversation with the utility team, and during the conversation we can in parallel answer most of the questions. And this is important if you want to implement this in your utility, that you should have different workshop with the different teams, because for you it's really important to get the sense of what is happening in your utility. For example, we have a process here related with sexual harassment policies and process, no? And in one session, in one workshop, we asked if the utility has a process related with sexual harassment and policies, and they say yes, they have. And the policy was that they require a dress code for women, no? So if they answer this question by themselves, they will say, okay, we have a policy related with sexual harassment. But if you are in this conversation and you hear that the policies is to change the way the woman dress, you will get the sense that, okay, something is important here, and you have a really important insight that you can evaluate for the 100-day action plan, maybe something related with gender balance or gender policy, because they are doing something good about creating a policy and a process, but something has to be evaluated in this particular topic. And I know that this program is balanced, like half of you are a woman, half of you are men, so it will be interesting to evaluate these different kind of practices that are really important in the sector, no? And finally, we have the organization and strategy. Again, we evaluate if they have a vision and mission. Some of them have, most of the utility have mission and vision, but in some cases are really old and they are using or copy a different mission and vision from other utilities. But the idea is to really work on that. Also, we ask if we have a strategy goals, etc. And in most of the cases, one of the 100-day action, one of the action in the 100-day action plan is to design this strategic framework. Here we also ask things related with leadership, with process, with procurement, which is also important for the utility. In resilience again, and I know I'm talking about a lot about resilience, but you will find here some practices related with procurement process. If the utility have enough stock of chemicals, of fuel for energy production, etc. So some of these practices could be really important to have the ways to react for different crises, no? Even if you don't use it, this tool for as your graduation project, you can send the link to the team so they can walk through the practices, and they can implement some of them in your utilities. No, in this moment is available in English, but in a couple of weeks will be in Portuguese, French, and Spanish as well. Okay, then the final step is the enabling environment. You will see the different levels of the way to measure the enabled environment. You will see from weak to strong. And here you just have to select one of these levels. And we measure the system for setting service standards, for system again for survey for setting tariff, for example. In some, just thinking there is not any system in your utility or in your country to set tariff. You select this as here that you are in this level 1, or maybe the system is used, but that does not ensure that tariff of subsidies are set in a reliable and predictable manner. No? Maybe you are in this level, so you just have to select the number 3. So this section that means that the greener is the more enabled environment for the utility to start a transformation or to start a change management process within the utility. And okay, I'm just gonna fill some numbers here just to have the final result. Okay, then let's suppose that everything here is filled. That you will find this step 8, that is action prioritization, which is really important. At the end, the tool will give you something like that. Again, the blue section is related with essential process. The orange section is related with utility of the feature dimension. And the tool in this particular step evaluate if your current level, okay, you have here again the 90 elements, and the tool will give you if there are difference between the current level and the desired level. So the tool will give you, okay, yes, if the desired level is different to the current level. So that means that there is a room for improvement in this particular topic, etc. And this first prioritization should be really quick. That you have to select here if in the billing process, for example, you said, okay, there is a room for improvement here. You just have to select if should be included in your utility and a specific action or group of action for any of these topics. Let's say here that yes, you're gonna work in something related with data collection, and reading process. And then you will have to select these three simple but really important question. No, first, if the impact, you will have to select if it's really if it's low or very high from 0 to 4. Let's say that the impact for this particular action is high. Is part of the fixed cost, or the cost is really low for the utility to implement it, and if it's easy or not to implement. So let's say that 0 is very difficult and 4 is very easy to implement. So let's say 4. And you will see here in the tool that the tool will tell you or suggest that, okay, this action in particular or this improvement in particular should be considered in the 100-day action plan. Because it's easy the impact is high, the cost is low, and it's easy to implement. I think I'm running out of time. I'm just gonna give you a couple of quick examples. Let's say that you want to improve here. You want to have here an improvement process. The impact is high, but the cost is really high as well, and it's not really easy to implement. So you will see here that should be included in the 5-year strategic plan. By the end, you will have a final report with all the process that is done in a week or maybe 2 weeks during workshops, and you will see here the final result, the performance, the maturity level, the room from the opportunity landscape that we call. In this case, for example, the utility have better performance than maturity. All the actions that we identified in the previous process, some indicators as well. Then the detail for each element. No, we have different indicators that you may evaluate, some comments for each area, and then again the current level and the desired level for for each element. And okay, for the 100-day action plan, I will go really quick. You have the instruction again. You can find the step-by-step again in the website. Then you have the way to select the action that you really need to implement, and you know that you can implement the 100-day action plan. The tool will give you and will highlight in green that all the actions related with the 100-day action plan. So you just have to select yes if you want to include this in the 100-day action plan. After that, you will go here, and in this section, you can have your monitoring tool for the 100-day action plan. You will have something like that, where you can have all the action that you identify, the status of each action, the responsible, the cost, etc., and a weekly report when you can use for your weekly meeting within the utility, how many days you have left to finish the 100-day action plan, etc. And at the end, you will have the strategic vision. Is more easy after you finish all this process. That's why I spend more time here, because it's really important to understand this part. But here you have to select again the desired level for all the indicators. In blue, you will find the current level. So let's say that the desired level, you have to pick one again, the desired level for all of these performance practices, etc. Again, the desired level for different indicators. Finally, you have to decide that it's made by a workshop, like the utility mission, vision, etc. Select again at the same all the action related with all the actions for the 5 years strategic plan, not the 100-day action plan. Again, also you will evaluate some risk or binding constraints for the implementation of the improvement plan. And at the end, you will have again the final report, which is a framework to guide the utility to design a business plan. So I know it's a lot of information, and I think I stop here. But the idea is that you should evaluate the process and take it into account if you think that this is important for you to use it in your project. Okay, sorry about the time.
Thank you, Federico. So I think that we're running short on time. So I don't know if there is any question that you would like to ask. Okay, so I see that there's one on the chat box. So how long it takes to do the assessment? So as we mentioned, it depends 99.5% on the commitment of the utility. So we have done it in as a week, right? Because having daily workshops of 3 or 4 hours per each element of utility performance. So it takes us a week to do it, and sometimes, and then we have cases where it's taking us 3 months to do it. So it depends on how committed the utility is. So, but basically, again, as we mentioned, this is done on a sort of a conversation basis, on a workshop basis. So if all the utility staff is present in the room, and if there is interest on moving this quick, it can be done in a matter of a week or 2 weeks, right? So in general, our estimate is that it takes us 2 weeks to have the assessment done. Yeah, I don't see any other question on the chat box. Kathy, I don't know if there is any question coming from your end.
Camilo, just to clarify, is it my understanding is one utility, the colleagues from Corcha are already in the program, have gone through this step. Is that correct? Yes,
that is correct. So from the ECA region, I think, or from the Urban Central Asia region, I think we're working with not all of them in the Danube region, but we're working with Turkey, we're working with Belarus, we're working with Moldova, and I think those are the ones that we're working with at this point in the region. Nevertheless, I mean, we're also supporting, I mean, through World Bank operations in Albania and Bosnia and Herzegovina. We're also aiming at having Utilities of the Future as the vehicle to enhance our support to utility strengthening, right? So once those projects are under full implementation, we also would like to present this as an alternative for the client to implement a performance improvement plans at the utility level following this approach. Phil.
And maybe just a follow-up is, my understanding is also that you provide some assistance to the utilities in doing these activities. They don't, I mean, they do a certain amount of the work themselves, but they have the World Bank team that can assist them, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely. So for all the cases that we presented and discussed before, all those cases are somehow related to a World Bank operation. So in all those cases, our team, as we mentioned before, either our team or through a consulting firm hired by the World Bank, we provide direct support in all three steps, as mentioned before: the preparation of the assessment, the coaching or the support during the implementation of the 100 days action plan, and the preparation of the 5-year strategic plan. So, but in this case, and all the cases that we have so far are being related to a World Bank operation. I mean, nevertheless, the program is also designed to be implemented by others, and I think this can be done in the near future, right? Therefore the need to prepare or that's why we also prepare what they call the step-by-step, which is some sort of a guidance note on how to use the tool and how to implement the program.
Yeah, I see that there's a question actually from Ukraine, I believe, and it's one of the countries where this is often an issue, but for all countries really, is whether the English language or it can be done in local languages. It looks like on the tool that there's local languages, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, yeah, at this point we have the tool translated into French, Portuguese, and Spanish, and I think that there was a version in Russian that we haven't completed because actually at this point we're not working with any Russian speaking country, but I mean this is something that can be done, right? It just definitely would take us a bit to have everything translated, but this is being done more like on a I would say on a demand basis field. So if we see that there is interest and there are a couple or several of utilities that want to implement this, I think that we would definitely go into Russian.
Yeah, my suggestion would be is that, I mean, really for all the participants on the call is that if you want to engage, I mean, use the chat and the question and answer function now. If there is anything burning right at this moment to do that, what we will do is come back. I would suggest we take a short break. People have been on a long time, and then we can have the presentations about how this links the utilities of the future with the utility management training program. And clearly what the colleagues have outlined, it's extremely impressive in terms of the overall magnitude of things that a utility can undertake to assess itself and to design a change process. And I think it is important that we understand how it can be used in this process that you're potentially engaging in now, and particularly as Federico said, the possibility of actually having this as part of your project or elements of it, perhaps in the utility management training. But why don't we just take I would suggest if we take really just a 5-minute break just to get away from the screen for a second. If we come back, if there are questions, then we can handle them right away. And if not, then go to the presentations, Camilo, that you and Radu will do on the link between the two programs then.